Good morning to the beautiful people. Good morning, Facebook. Make sure you grab a pen, some paper, some water. Maybe you're like me, sipping on black coffee. Mm. Good morning, beautiful people. Always so happy to see you're joining. If you don't, my name is Dionne. Y'all know me. Now, if you don't have a water or a pen or paper, someplace that you can take notes, go grab something because it's going to be really helpful to be able to write some things down. It's going to be a good journey for us. It's a short journey, so I just want you to be ready with your stuff. Water, pen, paper, notes app on your phone. Grand Rising. That's my Washington Heights neighbor. Y'all could even type in the chat where you're hailing from.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Good morning, beautiful people. Please type in the chat where you're hailing from, my beautiful folks, wherever you're coming in from, my Facebook family, my Zoom family. I am asking you to type in the chat where you're hailing from. I put in the chat that I am here from Washington Heights in New York City. And today's mini session is Make Joy from Pain 2. We did it once, it was a mini session, and now we've got part two with a few different exercises. So if you have some way for you to journal, you'll be able to journal and share what your experience is. And of course, my beautiful admins will give us a moment to make sure that we can hear your voices when you're ready to speak. So good. All right. I'm looking at the chat coming in hot, which I love. And I realize sometimes when I'm chatting with y'all, I make the assumption that y'all know me, and not everybody knows me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and why this is so important to me. But thank you for showing up today. I want you, wherever you are, to take a deep breath with me. And just thank you for being here and allowing me to share my story. Regardless of how many times I've been here, I still get a little nervous when I share. And because we're talking about grief, I think it's a sacred space. And when I'm talking about grief, I generally ask that people put the names of their loved ones in the chat. So I'm going to pause and give you a moment, especially you on Facebook, to type it in chat. And for my folks here, you can come off mute and let me hear the name. The name of the loved one I'm calling in is Uncle Al and my daughter Seaway. So you can feel free to pop those names in the chat if you so choose, or say them out loud.
This is Baba J from Chester, Pennsylvania, and I'm putting my daughter Taisha Dawson.
Taisha.
Taisha.
Thank you for bringing Taisha in. Anyone else?
Good morning, it's Tiffany. coming in from the Boogie Down Bronx, and I am calling in Mark Harley and Tyrone Wilkes.
Mark Harley and Tyrone Wilkes. Thank you. On Facebook, we're calling our loved ones into the space. So if there's multiple people, type their names in since we can't hear your voice, but we want to call all of that energy into the space. I see more things coming in the chat. I'm going to ask you, Tiffany, to see like what other names to read before I tell my story.
Yeah, so we have Chris calling in Grandma Julia. We have Kay Sweetness calling in Michael, Alice, Carl, and Barbara. We have Doreen calling in her mother, Moselle Eleanor Mitchell Binghamton Jackson. We have Jametta coming in from Chesapeake, Virginia, calling in Trey Griffith and Miriam Davis. We
Mm,
have Gina calling in Mariah. Uh, yes.
okay.
And we have Cassandra joining us from ATL right now, but we didn't get a name from her. Laura Clark is calling in her father, Martin Clark, her mother, Lucia Edwards. Kaisha is calling in her grandmother, Lula Davis, grandfather, Nathaniel Davis, and cousins, Jamel Davis.
Thank you so much for that. It feels so good to me. In my visioning of this, it is though I am pouring libation and we're calling out all those names. So, Ashe, 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 thank you for sharing your loved ones with me. And my grandmother would have been 102 yesterday, so I'll even bring in Bianca. But I am a mother of three. I'm a mother of three, but one of my children, Seaway, is an ancestor. And I still have very clear memories of what it was when she was alive and very clear memories of the day that she passed. And that particular loss, as she was a 15-year-old teenager, absolutely broke me. And from that raw, painful place, I was able to choose joy and decide that I wanted to live in a manner that I'd never lived before and choosing to live with joy in spite of her loss. And what I'll share with you today are some of the tools that really kept me grounded and here with breath, movement, and reaffirming my courage to continually choose joy and show up for myself and others. I am a griever. I am a coach, I am a speaker, and my work is deeply rooted in love. Love for myself, love for others, love for the people that I've lost, and the storytelling tools to call that energy in with breath and affirmations has been transformative for me. And I hope the time we have together today is transformative for you. And what I will say to you, and I say it to myself on a daily basis, is that even if you feel like you're drowning in grief, that you can help others and you can be helped, you can be seen, you can be heard, and your pain is real, but so is your joy. Your joy is real as well. So, with that, wherever you are, take a breath, and we are actually going to do a breathing exercise together. One of the breathing exercises that I like, it's a newer one for me. I am a yoga teacher as well, is called humming breath. The Sanskrit word is Brahmari. I always wonder if I'm saying it right. Sorry if anybody speaks Hindu. But the Brahmari breath sounds like the breath of a busy bee. So, with that particular breath, you'll feel it in your body. Of course, my friends, driving in a car, you keep your eyes open. If you choose to close your eyes, you can. But before we start that, I'm going to read a short poem to you. When you see me look to the side, I'm looking at my other monitor. But this is a poem that I thought was relevant, and I'd like you to breathe it in with me. So, if you can close your eyes and listen to the poem, it is by Mary Oliver, and the name is The Uses of Sorrow by Mary Oliver. Someone I love once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this was a gift too. So before we breathe, take that all in. At some point you can type in the chat and share what resonated for you, if anything, with that poem. And it's a short poem, so I'll read it one more time. Someone I love once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this was a gift too. With that, I'm going to tilt my eyes down so we can breathe together. And with the breath of the humming breath, it sounds like a bee. So wherever you are, take a really deep breath in. And when you exhale it out, it's going to buzz like a bee. So here I go. Hopefully you can hear me. And when your breath runs out, you do it again. Take another deep breath in and hum it out. One more time together. Last time. And I'm going to pause, and I'm actually going to see if I can see all of you. And if anyone wants to share the poem and the breath, how that felt for you, I'd love to hear your voice. And I did say Tiffany say it was jarring. So you could share as well, Tiffany. Oh, Chris, you raised your hand. Go for it, Chris.
Hi, Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising.
Mm.
Thank you for this morning. This came at a very good time. Yesterday, I was at the opening of the Holistic Care Center in Harlem for We All Really Matter. And it was a grand opening for them. It was an amazing experience. They're gonna be open now, and the things that we heard there that supported us, it gave me a lot of hope. And I learned to work with acronyms, and one of the acronyms that stood out to me was BYOU. Be Your Own Rescue. And that's been resonating with me since yesterday. It was by author of Miss Epps. She's selling her books there, and she's teaching how to like work with your own acronyms. And based on your backstory, what I think of in my life is like the more I became more enlightened, I realized the box wasn't as dark, I guess. I don't know, I'm still kind of figuring that part out. And in regards to your breathing, if you don't breathe deep enough, that means that you need 174 millimeters of mercury when you breathe in. If you don't have that, you're not gonna push your nutrients and oxygens into your oxygen into your organs in the first place. So I just want people to understand why you have to breathe deep enough. Once it's in there, all your nutrients, something needs to push it into your organs. Hence the deep breath, the 174 millimeters of mercury. And that's all. I am complete.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Chris. I appreciate you. If anybody else wants to share, Queen A.
Hey, great AM loves, great AM. Let me take my bottle off so I can see my face. Let me see. Okay, allow. I just want to say that the breathing is something that I've been working on. And so I love that. So I kind of like paused because it was going fast for me because I slow breathe. So when I inhale, one of the key things for me also is pausing. So when we inhale, we should pause and then exhale and breathe and do the humming, and allow the breath to come in first and then do it. But I love this. I love the breathing exercises. And Chris, I just want to say he is so mindful. Every time he get up there and speak, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like pick his brain like for some things with them. But and also I wanted to say for me, what came up was that it was things that I felt like was trauma in my life, especially when it came to like me and my mom. So me and my mom, my dad, I was raised by my dad, and me and my mom, we had a relationship. She was like what most fathers would be like. I'm coming to your play and never come and things of that nature. And I always felt it was darkness in me for a long time about that. But one thing I realized in that darkness was it's a blessing because it allowed me to be closer to my girls, So me and my youth period, we have an excellent relationship because I knew the gap that I was missing when it came to what motherhood was, and I knew what I was missing in the what I wanted from my mom. Don't get
Yes,
me wrong. Now me and my mom is close. Like I love my mom. I was just with her all day yesterday, helping her out. You know, it was nothing. I wouldn't change nothing because I feel like this me and my mom relationship is still close, but it allowed me to be closer to my youth. So it's things that I knew that I was missing in my mom that I made sure I do with my girls or my son, and So for me, that's what came up for me. It was things that I
yeah,
thought was that it hurted me and that I thought looked at it as a curse. But now I look at it as like, no, it's a blessing because it allowed me to think a certain way, to move a certain different way when it came to my household.
yes,
You know,
yes,
so and even when we was breathing, like I don't know if anybody else did this, but I just gotta share this. It was a point when we was humming and I felt connected. Like I don't know what it was. Like when we got to a certain point, I almost thought we was in the same room humming together. I said, "Oh, it feels like we humming together," or something. But so that's what I got for me. It was like it was a point in when we was like doing the breathing out hum, like to be like where I felt like I was connected to you because I heard you, but it was the point where I felt like we was connected, and then
nice.
we would
Oh my
stop.
God.
Like I was like, oh my
Queen,
gosh,
thank
that's
you
kind
so
of
much for that.
I thought that
That
was
was
kind of
rich.
like weird, but so I just want to share that. So I don't know if that would happen for anybody else, but that's what happened for me, and I am complete.
Thank you, Queen. That was truly rich. Thank you for that feedback as well as you finding the gift in what you thought was darkness. So I am going to ask, I see Dr. Baba Onaji, so I'd love to hear him.
Yes. Good morning, family. Haven't been on here for a minute, so it's nice to kind of come back and jump into the joyous ocean. That's a nice place to kind of come into. Just want to share and thank you. Spirit just led me to come on today. I'm in Bethesda, Maryland, at a fatherhood conference, and it's been wonderful. But I wanted to share two things. Three things. One, I like that the um, exercise. It just kind of my whole body was vibrating.
Mm,
My teacher, Harazat Eniat Khan, says that your joy doesn't betray your pain,
mm,
and he says you both coexist. It's not one that versus the other. So we give it. You have given me again the permission to acknowledge my joy. And the last year, I lost a young man that was working with out in Staten Island. And when I was making remarks at his homegoing, what came through was joy. I mean, that grief is the thing that sits on top of a turtle,
mm.
and it takes its time, and whatever time it takes for the turtle to get to where it has to go, that's what it is. And so people just need to be patient with themselves and knowing that that's what grief is. But the turtle is like moving towards joy. It's looking like the turtle when it gets born in the sand and it has to come up from the sand and go into this ocean, right? This is new. This right now, this is instantaneous right now. That turtle is going into the ocean looking for joy,
Mm.
looking for life, looking for this true environment of its existence. Because it can visit the land, but of course, it spends most of its time in the sea.
That was so powerful. Thank you so much, Baba Onaje. And I had to grab my pen and write down what you said. I want to make sure I got it right. You said your joy doesn't betray your pain. Is that what I heard?
That's right.
Wow, thank you for all of that.
Yeah.
And you said you
Harazat
got that
Inayat
from
Khan.
someone who was a con.
My su hit Harazat Inayat Khan hit my Sufi teacher.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. I
Thank you.
appreciate you being here and sharing.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask you, thank you, Baba Onaji. Wait, were you complete?
I'm complete.
Okay, all right, good. So I want to ask you, Tiffany, if there was anyone, I don't want to leave out my family on Facebook, if there's anyone else that shared, if there's something to bring in before we move on.
Scrolling through, I do not see Gina, unless I'm wrong. I do not see a share from
Okay,
Facebook just as of yet.
okay.
But I did share that jarring was what came up for me because I wasn't looking when you were reading the poem. I was doing my admin thing. And when you said the part about and this too is a gift. My head literally like whipped around at the screen because though I wasn't paying attention, my ears were.
Mm.
And I was like, wait, I need her to say that again. Did she say what I think? And then you read it again. You're like, let me say that again for you. So I need that poem. I am still my family and I are still newly grieving my brother who transitioned in March very suddenly. And I was just messaging with my sister-in-love yesterday doing my check-in on her. And I want to share this poem with her. But
Okay.
then I also shared that without knowing anything about this buzz breathing, this is how my daughter made it through her labor with my grandson. I was like, I've never seen anybody hum through contractions. And she didn't do formal Lamaze or anything like that, but she hummed and buzzed through her contractions. And so the body be
Um,
knowing what it needs, and I'm complete.
Thank you for that, Tiffany. I just wrote the name. So for all of you, Facebook and here, I wrote in the name of the poem, The Uses of Sorrow by Mary Oliver. So wait, I saw your hand go back up, Babo Najee. So did you want
Yeah,
to say something else?
yeah, thank you. I would like to talk to you and others who have lost their child, right? So I just want to say there was a special kind of sharing that you did when you mentioned that about your daughter. My daughter made that transition. She was 25, actually technically 24. She would have been 25 in that December. So I just wanted to say there's a special connection I have with you because of that. And I don't want to take too much time, but I wanted to just acknowledge that and hopefully talk to you about that at some other point.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I do remember it was your daughter as well. I did not remember her age, but thank you for sharing that. With that, I want to say, go back to thanking everyone for bringing their loved ones in and creating this sacred space with me for them. This is our mini session. We are going to go over maybe 10, possibly 15 minutes because I do love bringing the voices in. And I see Sister K Sweetness's hand up. So, K Sweetness, did you want to share?
Did I want to share? I don't know. Peace and blessings. I was reading your email this morning, and at the bottom of it, it invited me to wake up everybody. You're so crafty. I love you. I love you. And so the poem brought up for me about the darkness, and then grieving the person I was. I
Mm,
was somebody's wife for 21 years, and then when he passed away, we grieved them being gone. So now I feel myself grieving the person that I was, and trying to accept and making an attempt, an effort to accept, who I am
mm.
beyond that. So you
Ooh,
know, when
take
you
that.
shared what you
Pause
shared
right
about
there. I
your
just want you
daughter,
to take a deep breath, K Sweetness, because I hear the love in your voice and I hear it vibrating in your voice. To allow yourself to breathe. And thank you so much for sharing that. I can definitely relate. But go ahead.
just I tend to feel deeply, and so when you read the poem, I thought there was more to the poem, and I started to cry when you talked about. So I heard that I can choose to not be in the darkness. That's what I heard.
Mm,
So I can choose things, and
yes. Yes.
so I am somebody's daughter, and I'm moved by your graciousness. I'm moved by your strength and Onaji's strength. I'm moved by it, and just thank you for being strong because you guys continue to teach us in spite of and because of. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, K Sweetness, your loving heart. I appreciate all of you. And I want to acknowledge everyone who shared in the chat, everyone that shared verbally. And even if you did not share, I want to acknowledge you showing up and being in this sacred space with me. If you have the capacity to grab a pen and paper. I want to give us all an opportunity to write a couple of things down. And this is only going to be a few minutes, but I think it's important while we're processing all of these things to take a moment. And while I'm saying grab pen and paper, it might be a notes app on your phone. But I'm going to give us this exercise that has been really, I want to say, impactful, not only for me, but for my clients. Since I do have clients, and one of the things we really work on is grief. So, in looking at this particular sharing, I'm going to put on some music, but before I do that, for you to consider that you could write a letter from joy as if it were a friend, offering gentle words of encouragement and reminders of its presence in your life. And then you could do both, one or the other. You could write a letter to grief, actually write a letter to grief as if it were a presence in your life, expressing your emotions and asking questions and finding an understanding. So, what is it that you would say to grief? And what is it that joy would say to you? And I'm going to leave you with that, and we'll be quiet for a while, and you'll be able to just listen to the music as you write the answers. I hope that was barely 2.5 minutes. I hope each one of you got to reflect on something and possibly write something down. And what would joy say to you, and what would you ask grief? So if I have enough time to, I want to say take one person if anyone would like to share. Because y'all know I could tell you what I wrote down. I journaled with you, but I really want to hear from one of you.
Okay, I saw the hands go up and then they disappeared. Was
Oh,
looking for a new voice. because we
Okay.
have Chris and Kay Sweetness both put their hands up simultaneously. So we could go either direction, Dionne, up to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask as long as whoever's sharing, please share about the journaling. So I'll go, we'll go back. We'll go back to Chris.
All right. I wrote one sentence. I put because the other one I've already done when I went to rehab. We had to write to a letter to, and then we burnt it off. So
Go
this one I
ahead and
chose
read,
joy.
tell me read your sentence.
It says, "If joy could speak to me, it would say that disbelief is man-made."
Mm, thank
Yup.
you. Thank you. I
You're good.
appreciate that. And I see Kaisha. I hadn't heard your voice. So please, Kaisha.
Hi, good morning. I'm just about to type it, but yes, I said Joy would say, "Hello there. I'm so glad you found me."
Mm, that is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. I do. I really hope each one of you, even if you were not able to write today and you were in deep reflection, found something helpful in that exercise because these emotions, these feelings, they don't only take up space in our mind, they take up space in our body. And there's a great opportunity that we have when we're in communication with them consciously and learning what are we getting from them, what would we say, and how would we say it. I am going to, humanity 360. Go for it. You have to take yourself off mute.
Yes. Okay. If joy could speak to me, it would say, "You can have me whenever you want. I am yours forever. Use me. I am here for you to embody whenever you please. I never left you and I will never leave you. I lived in the depths of your existence, always have and always will."
Thank you so much for that. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Um, I'm going to ask each one of you to take a moment now, and this is a screen that I'll bring up that you might choose to take a picture of, but I love affirmations. So as we come to the tail end of our time together, I'm going to share some of the affirmations that I use, and I do change them frequently. I'm going to share as well that I had to change my affirmations recently because Uncle Al, my most recent loss on May 18th, was because of a fire in my son's home. And when I was sharing this with Chantel here in the Wake Up Everybody virtual community, she said I should also share with you. And I really almost forgot. So I'm saying it briefly and I'll share a link with you. But due to this fire that happened in my son's home on May 15th, we lost Uncle Al due to complications with the fire and being burned at 97. So I needed some new affirmations to get me through this grief, and reach out to the community to share funds as my son has been displaced and so many things going on. So these are some of my more recent affirmations mixed with old ones. And I hope you find them helpful. And as I say them, I hope you repeat them to yourself. I am worthy of joy even as I mourn. Joy is my birthright. I give myself permission to feel, heal, and grow. Transformation is possible. My grief is a reflection of deep love, and love is never lost. So, what I'd love, since there are 5 different affirmations that I just read to you, to drop any of those numbers, 1, 2, 3, or 5, or all in the chat, letting me know which one resonated with you the most. I am worthy of joy even as I mourn. Number 1, joy is my birthright. 2, 3, I give myself permission to feel, heal, and grow. Transformation is possible. Number 4. And number 5, my grief is a reflection of deep love, and love is never lost. So please type in the chat which one of those numbers resonated with you. Nice. I love seeing a little of all of them. Oh, and thank you from Facebook. I see Stacy, my fellow yoga teacher. All resonate. Oh, I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you. So I will ask you, I'll 2, 3, and 4. Good. I'm going to move to this one, and then you type in the chat. There it is. Was this helpful? Yeah, it can be yes, it can be no. Aw, thank you, Adam. 2, joy is my birthright. I love that. These were all really, 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 really helpful for me. Um, okay, good. I'm glad it was helpful. All of this has been a part of a journey for me in creating a space to really hold, not only in private, but in group, to make sure that us, all of us, grievers, those of you here with me on Facebook, those of you in Zoom with me, that we're holding space and grieving so many things. And someone wrote in the chat earlier that grief is many things. I loved that dear K Sweetness brought in we, that she was grieving a part of herself that's been lost. And I definitely have gone through that and continue to go through that because we wake up as a different person each day. So you could grieve the person and the different identities you've had. And so, what I've created is this sacred space for you to be held, witnessed, and supported through all seasons of grief. And this, because we're going to close out trying to honor your time, but it's been so rich, I never want to rush anyone as well. Whatever you found helpful, whatever you felt was really resonated for you, to take this time and send me a text message. My phone is on Do Not Disturb, but it's sitting right here next to me. And I'd love to hear from you what you found helpful, if you want more information. And of course, the offer slide will come up. But just really acknowledging that we've had a sacred bit of time together. And in the holding space, there's a lot to offer. It'll be a 3-month journey. And sending a text message is going to be the way that I can follow up with you. Now, if I don't have your phone number saved, you're going to have to say, it's me, it's Cassandra, it's Z, it's K Sweetness, it's Chris. But that's my actual number. This is not a fake number. So, and I see somebody called and it's on Do Not Disturb, but I saw the alert. And I'm going to bring the number down. Hopefully, you got it. So, you share with me what you got from this if you want more information about the holding space. And with that, I give thanks and I'm going to pass it back to my beautiful admins to share a little bit more about what's coming. And thank you all for being here today. So I did share a bit about the holding space, and what I'm envisioning is that the holding space is going to be a 3-month journey of a group coaching session that will only allow 12 people. And all of you, my beautiful admins, will drop this in the chat as well. And the private coaching session is valuable. I deeply value you and I deeply value my time. And I always offer one mini coaching session. So if whoever emails me first, I'm not looking at emails, so I won't see it. So that one won't be a text message. And then also everybody, the chapters of my book. The book was a birthing out effort of this group of the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. And we can have that. And then I think I didn't see if it was in the chat. So hopefully you did. Yeah, thank you for dropping it in the chat, Gina. So please, please, please make sure you're signed up. As you heard Kay Sweetness say, she got my newsletter because I send out a newsletter once or twice a week. This week is special. There'll be 2, but that's how you get on the email list. And thank you for continuing to text me. And of course, I need to let you know what's coming up next because there's always new things happening here in the Wake Up Everybody virtual community. You have my number. Some of you have texted me already, so please feel free to continue to text what woke up for you, what you got from the affirmations, the breathing exercises, how you can get in on the holding space, how to find me on Facebook, Instagram. I really live on Instagram. You can email me, and the link tree has the information, even the registration link for today. And generosity, gratitude shows up in many ways. And one way, the love offering you can share is by making a monthly donation of $25, $50, $75, or $100 using Bitly. So Bitly, Woo Love 25, Woo Love 50, Woo Love 75, Woo Love 100 to keep this rich, vibrant, over 5-year community going strong in all the ways, receiving our text messages, our emails, having the space, having the Zoom, everything. Everything requires my own natural energy yield. So give with your capacity with love and generosity. And make sure you come back because there's always a beautiful place here for someone else to hear and learn. So tomorrow, Professor Marilyn Douglas Jones will be sharing Abundance in the Village, Revelation. So hopefully you'll be here, and that'll be a 90-minute session. So thank you for sharing space with me. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Tiffany. And I'll pass it back to Tiffany and Gina.
Thank you so much, Dionne, for this. I'm sitting here, I'm like, who can I get this to? And I'm like, but I need it too. But anyway, I digress. Welcome to the Woo Nation, all new members. If today was your first day joining us, whether live now as it's happening or you're watching the playback, come back tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. We want to welcome you to a community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend. This is our schedule. We are live in Zoom and Facebook 5 days a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and Mondays and Wednesdays for our shorter sessions, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. ish. If you would like a notification when it is time to join us, please text the word Woo Nation to 74121. And Dionne, no need to smile. Today was not about anything other than the fact that the techies be teching sometime. But the community loves us and they gave grace and space and they still rock it out with us. We almost got 30 people up in here. And thank you. Here's how you stay in touch with us. Remember to register weekly at bit.ly/wake up movement. Follow us on Facebook in our private group or our public page. We're on Instagram, YouTube, and of course, if you want more information, you can email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. We are always looking for new admins, new facilitators. If you got something that you want to share, whether it's something you yourself are coming in with, or you want to share what you learned here after 1,380 something sessions, we're more than welcome to have you. I'm going to take the screen share down. It is that time for the favorite part where we give a verbal love shower to our facilitator. Thank you, Ms. Dionne, for blessing us with joy this morning. Everybody
Thank you,
come up
Thank
off
you,
Joy
of mute.
beloved.
Papa.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank you.
Dion.
So
Thank
Thank
you.
much.
you.
Love
This
you.
thank
This
you.
was
Love you,
amazing.
Amazing,
all the
amazing. I didn't
best.
even,
All the
it was the medicine. I didn't know I needed. It's
Love
amazing.
your
Thank you,
presence.
Dion.
Being
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
amazing.
you
May
so much,
God
Sister
bless you
Yell,
from
Ashe,
guide
for
all
ashe.
Thank
being
you
you,
here
for
with
Lord,
the
in
letting
the
go
team
name
that
of
for
you
you
made
Jesus.
for
know.
us to
Love
be
you.
Thank
with
you.
us
Thank
women.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
love
you.
you.
And
Thank
we
you,
love
thank
and
you. Thank you, thank you,
enjoy
thank
and,
you.
and
Holding
thank you
space with
yourself.
us.
There's
Appreciate
some of the
y'all.
most
Thank
beautiful
you.
You
work.
Thank
are.
you. God
How you
bless.
transform the pain
Everything
into
that you put
joy
your
and
hand
me, I
to,
got
God
it.
bless
Healing
you.
and
So
keep on
thank you.
growing
Thank
and
you,
keep on
God.
Thank you
stretching.
so
May
much,
God
sister.
You
pour
brought
back
joy
into
in the
you all
Thank
that
you
you have
so
morning.
Thank
poured
you.
much.
out.
Very
Brought
Thank you
powerful.
so
joy in
much.
Thank
the
you.
morning.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. I
Thank
Love
really
our
you.
do.
Thank
beloved
Thank you.
you.
family as
Thank you
Thank
well.
so
you.
very much.
Ashe,
What's
ashe.
up,
Appreciate
Baba?
Have
it.
How
a
you
great
doing?
day.
Peace,
Thank
Adam.
Ancestors
you.
are
Have an
working through
amazing
you.
day.
We thank them for
Thank
what they
you.
do
For
for
you.
you.
Wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank you.
Keep
Thank you.
on glowing, Dion. Mwah.
Thank you.